Texas Democrats are melting down. And for Representative Jasmine Crockett, the panic just got personal. Before we dive into this story, please join Explain America. We appreciate your support for common sense journalism. Lawmakers in Austin are moving forward with a new redistricting map that could wipe Crockett off the political map altogether. If the current proposal holds, she'd no longer live in her own district. And in her own words, quote, "I do not currently reside in my district based upon the planned map," unquote. So she would have to move, start over, and try to win over an entirely new voter base, likely more conservative and less forgiving of her antics. And she knows it. And she is totally freaking out. Watch as she tries to complain about the Anglos in Texas trying to force her kind of people out of the district. Well, her kind of people should be an American citizen and someone who cares about this country. But let's just take a watch what she has to say.
Do what this legislature is consistently been found to be guilty of doing, which is to make sure that they can do an overemphasis of Anglo voices in this state. Only 40% of this state is Anglo, yet somehow we have more than 60% of our seats that are elected by Anglo majority districts. As I said in 2021, as I argued against these maps, the math ain't mathing.
The proposed map could add up to 5 new Republican seats and force a showdown between multiple Democrat incumbents in heavily gerrymandered districts. It's a legal strategic overhaul and is sending Democrats into chaos. But Crockett's situation is especially dire. Not only is she staring down forced relocation, but she's also facing a serious primary challenger in Sheldon Daniels, an Army veteran, attorney, and proud America First conservative who's gaining support fast in Texas 30. Daniels has made it clear he's running to bring dignity, discipline, and real representation for all Texans back to the district. Meanwhile, Crockett continues to make headlines for inflammatory rhetoric and personal insults. Let's take a look at her most recent outburst because this is over the top.
This bill is going to continue to move on the Senate side because the Senate side is still in, but the House is not in. And as we know, it's got to pass both chambers before it can get to anybody's desk. So as of right now, there is nothing that they can do as it relates to the House. I am so very proud. Please, please, please look up these amazing state representatives, show them some love, encourage them, because this is really hard to make the decision that you're going to leave your family behind as you go and hide out, because we got a rogue bootleg criminal attorney general who absolutely is like wanting to be Trump 2.0 himself, and he wants to put warrants out for people, even though like he's the one that was under federal investigation for years, and he's the one that had felony indictments pending for years, and of course was avoiding prosecution for years. Yeah, because like that's what makes you real MAGA, is like you got to be about this thug life. You got to be like cheating on your wife. You got to at least be going to get impeached if you ain't been impeached, because he was impeached. He just wasn't convicted again. We've kind of seen this play out before. Anyway, but he got the nerve to talk about who should be arrested. Give me a break. Kind of like, you know, the orange orangutan, you know, the Timu Hitler. He on the same nonsense too. Bro, you the real criminal. Like, stop coming for people that's out here in these streets just trying to make this country really work by going to work, and so you grabbing them up at work. That's a whole other issue. Anyway, the point is I am currently in Arizona, and the other point is they thought that they were going to put that terrible map on the floor tomorrow in the House and get it passed. And they are not going to be able to pass that map on the House floor tomorrow. So I'm really excited, really proud of these amazing Democrats. Please look them up, and please make sure that you show them as much love as possible. I'm sure they will give you information about how it is that you can support them on this journey. But again, this is bigger than Texas. This is about all of us. This is about making sure that there can be real checks and balances, because some people have decided to check out of their constitutional oaths and have decided that they were going to check into the wannabe Hitler life.
It's been a downward spiral for Crockett for months, but this map, it's going to be the final blow. And here's the kicker. Crockett tried to spin the redistricting news as unfair, but this is the same Texas Democrat who fled the state with her colleagues in 2021 trying to block a vote. Seem familiar? because that's exactly what's going on now as the Democrats have taken off to Illinois, of all places, to avoid voting on redistricting, and they're in danger of being arrested. But as we go on to this story, one Texas GOP source put it simply, quote, "This is accountability. You don't get to insult your way through Congress and expect to keep your seat," unquote. Amen. If the new map goes through, Crockett may be left with two options: move or quit. Either way, her grip on power and reality is slipping fast. We'll keep watching this one closely because Texas may be about to deliver the biggest political earthquake of the year.